everybody, it's Julie. Here I am. It's been a hot minute, a hot prophetic minute since I have made a video. It has been a tough year for everybody, but I've had quite a few health issues and surgeries, so I have not been able to actually sit at my desk and do any journaling. So I decided, just in order to get back into journaling, to just see what I had on my desk or at hand and go from there. And this was actually a printable that I had to use some of the elements for something, I don't know what. And this was called Excel by Shauna Klingerman for Illustrated Faith. I will link it if it's still available. It probably is. And so I just looked at this passage, Jeremiah 31:3, which is a beautiful promise, and it is one that I studied this morning, and I said, well, hey, I can journal that, especially using printables. They're so easy to use. So I said, let's do this. So this passage is wonderful, and it talks about the Lord will turn mourning into joy. And what a wonderful thing that we all need to remember now in the chaos and confusion of this year 2020 and what we may be encountering. And as we think of what the Israelites were encountering when Jeremiah was speaking to them and what God was speaking to them through Jeremiah. And I love this passage. I'm just going to read verses 1 through... well, we'll see. At that time, declares the Lord, I will be the God of all the clans of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus says the Lord, the people who survived the sword found grace in the wilderness. I love that. The people who survived the sword found grace in the wilderness. When Israel sought for rest, the Lord appeared to him from far away. And how many of you need rest? And here's verse 3. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I have continued my faithfulness to you. And then it just goes on, and God promises that he will build up Israel and that there will be joy in the morning. Joy will come from the morning. The mourning, the weeping, the sadness, the despair, joy will come from that. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, I have continued my faithfulness to you. We just need to breathe in God's love and his faithfulness. And that's what this kit is about. Inhale and exhale God's love. So what I'm going to use here, I'm going to isolate these elements that I want, so I'll put you on fast forward as I do that, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to use some Distress Oxide ink and a makeup brush to get some color on the page, and I'm going to use these printables. These are going to be my elements, and I will probably use some alpha stickers, either these homespun. I don't know if I have enough black to spell out the word everlasting. And if I don't, I will probably use these from By the Well for God. I may not have enough black of the... No, I do. So I'll spell out the word everlasting there. And I may use a couple of Wordfettis from... This is Illustrated Faith, so either from this sticker sheet, which is an old one. I don't know if that's available anymore, or this sticker booklet. So that's all I'm going to do. It's a very easy one, something just to get me back into the groove. Okay, I'm going to put you on fast forward. Okay, so I've cut out these pieces and isolated the ones I want to use. And I'm putting some backing behind my page because I'm going to be getting, doing some brushing to get color on here. So I'm taking some washi tape to mask off my verse. And I'm sticking it on my hands first to get that stickiness off, trimming it down a little bit. This is a go-to washi tape that I have on my desk. It doesn't have a lot of stick to it, so I use it for masking all the time. Okay, so I'm covering up the verse, and that way I can get some color on my page, but it's going to, it's not going to show up on my verse, and that's going to, in essence, highlight it. It's kind of like a reverse highlight. So the negative color will be, it'll accentuate the verse. So this is just a cheap makeup brush I got from the dollar store, and I'm lightly picking up the ink, this Distress Oxide ink, and rubbing it onto my page. This ink is a combination of pigment and dye-based ink, so it's a lot of fun to use, and I just loved this color. I thought it went with the printables. Okay, so I have printed these on clear sticker sheets, and I will link those products below. But some of these I want to have on a firm backing, so I put them on white cardstock. Like this piece right here, I'm going to use as a tab up at the top. So I apply that to the white cardstock, and then I just cut it out. So I'll stick that up at the top, and there you go. When you remove that washi tape, that mask, you can see how it just really highlights that verse. Now I'm just going to fiddle around with my placement. These Wordfetti pieces right here, I'm also going to put on the white cardstock so that it will not be translucent. I don't want it to be, I don't want to be able to see through it, because I'm going to place that directly over those flowers, and those images can conflict with each other, so I wanted it to be solid. Now if you printed this on paper, that would work, or white sticker paper, that would work, but for me it's just easy to print it all on the clear sticker sheet and then adhere it to the white cardstock if I want that. So now I'm just trying to figure out my placement. I'm going to take this piece and kind of wobbly cut it, and that'll look like a little bit of washi tape. It'll give the same impression at the top and the bottom. You can see how I just have it peeking out from underneath. But I'm not sure which way I'm going to put it. Actually cut out a lot of my messing around with the pieces. It was just a matter of my placement, where I wanted things. Okay, so I stick that down at the bottom, stick this part up at the top. Okay, so I'm going to stick that sucker right there. So I pull off the sticker backing, and you see how I did it in two pieces. When it's a large piece like this, it has the separation on the back to make it easier, but instead of just peeling all the backing off and then placing the whole piece down, I do it in parts, and that helps to get it straight. So I'm looking for my Black Alpha stickers. I know that I want to use black, and I end up not having enough for the whole word everlasting, so I'm going to mix and match. So I'm going to use these letters. These are from By the Well for God for the word ever, and then for lasting I'll use the homespun alpha. Now you see I took a piece of clear plastic, just some packaging, and I cut that down and I stick the letters kind of on the edge of it, and that helps me to get my placement, so I can place them on the page without actually sticking them down first. Now I tried to make ever fairly straight, and then this part, lasting, I want it to be kind of wonky and crooked. And because I've allowed most of the sticker, the alphas, to hang off that edge of the plastic, I can just press down and stick them down. Now it doesn't work as well with these other stickers, the word ever, because of the type of sticker. They're not cardstock stickers, whereas the homespun alphas are cardstock. So I just take them off and place them up here. I do like to use my tweezers a lot. These are craft tweezers, when I'm working with smaller pieces, letters, things like that. So you see that little dot, the heart. I'm going to get a couple of those and put those up here too. And now I find some Wordfetti, and this one says loved beyond measure, and then I get another one that says faithful. And since we're talking about the everlasting love of God and his faithfulness, the verse says, I have loved you with an everlasting love, therefore I have continued my faithfulness to you. So that's why I picked those Wordfetti, love beyond measure. That's really that everlasting love. And then the piece that says faithful. Getting a couple more of these little black hearts. It's always good to have a balance of your elements. So these title pieces say breathe in love, everlasting. So I just kind of switch the order. Instead of it being everlasting love, I say breathe in love, everlasting. And then I have the piece up at the top, which is my tab. Now I came in with a Slick Writer pen. I got this from scrapbook.com. And since I'm writing over the sticker sheets, it is shiny and glossy, and so I'm using this Slick Writer pen to outline those elements. But right there I switched to a regular pen, and that's what I'll do my journaling in, which is going to be off screen. But I do say, let me see what I say. Thank you for your everlasting love for me. Help me to just breathe it in. I need it so. And don't we all just need that everlasting love? So I added a few little marked elements on there with a pen. And that's my page here, a few still shots. So I will link the products down below. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks so much for coming back and hanging out with me, and hopefully I'll get some more videos going. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much. God bless. Bye.